Good evening, everyone. I'm Marla Tellez from Fox 11, where I'm virtually joining you tonight. It is my honor, and thank you for being with us. Welcome to Pajama and Cocktails, PTV's 40th anniversary celebration. We come together, though, in a moment of profound uncertainty for all of us. So we thank you for joining us tonight virtually. We did not want this year to go by without shining a light on the critical work of PTV. 40 years is a milestone achievement. Tonight, you will hear inspirational stories from PTV staff and also survivors. We also have special entertainment lined up, so sit back, relax, sip that cocktail, and enjoy the show.
In the moment when you are traumatized, when you are tortured, you lose your dignity. It's like losing yourself.
Tell me, where is the road I can call my...
Pero lo dejé por la violencia que genera mi país hacia mi persona. Encontré abuso psicológico, abuso verbal y abuso físico.
All these years I have wandered.
In my life, I've been tortured a lot. Now it's coming to about my leg now. I like to be with my children to take care of them.
I got here, I knew nobody. I was just like in limbo.
You worry about your safety and possibilities and opportunities. How can you live? What can you do?
Starting over again, it's like being reborn. Everything you just started like from scratch.
PTV, they helped me out with the support in every corner, getting me lawyers, getting me food.
PTV es una organización muy grande, una organización que me ha ayudado mucho en muchas áreas de mi vida.
PTV for us, it's like a family. We always feel support behind our back. I feel like freedom here.
Ayudan, esa es la palabra, nada más, ayudan.
You come here, you're in a strange country, but they help you to feel at home.
Come away is the call, with love in your heart as the only song.
Thank you to PTV for all the work they are doing in immigrant community. It changes our life for better, our journey through happiness and fulfilling our dreams.
PTV is like a family, give us hope.
It's amazing how many happy souls they're making.
Hi, everybody. My name is Trip Oldfield. I'm the Executive Director of Program for Torture Victims, and thanks so much for joining us tonight on this very happy 40th anniversary celebration. And with me, I have an extra special guest, Anna Deutsch, who's actually taking a drink now. Here, I'll have a drink with you, Anna. Anna Deutsch, one of our co-founders. Hi, Anna, how are you?
Doing fine. Thank you.
Good. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. So tell me, 40 years, what do you think? Did you think 40 years ago that PTV would still be around and that our services would still be as needed as they are today?
The fact that PTV is still going on, and that is, I am proud that the people are willing to work with this kind of population, although it means that there are a lot of trouble in the world, and that is not good, but we can somehow help people that have to leave their countries.
Almost like we wish we weren't around. We wish we weren't needed, right? It would be great if we didn't need to be around, right?
Exactly, that's what I mean.
So Anna, I'm so happy that you joined us tonight. Thanks so much, I appreciate it. A toast, here's a toast to PTV for 40 years and 40 more, how's that?
That's great. Can believe 40 years. My goodness.
I know, it goes by so fast,
yeah,
right? So next, everyone, I want to introduce Ria Soler, who's going to show us how to make a fantastic cocktail and mocktail.
Good evening. My name is Ria Soler. I'm your mixologist tonight for the 40th anniversary gala for the program for torture victims. I'm thrilled to be with you this evening, and I'm going to be making you two cocktails, one non-alcoholic and one alcoholic, inspired by the myth of Demeter and Persephone. I'm going to start with Persephone, our non-alcoholic cocktail, because she's the daughter, so no booze for her. Start with some good ice into our glass here. This is a Moscow Mule mug. You might have seen one before, and that generally means that there's going to be some ginger in there, which is the case here as well. We're going to start with 2 ounces of fresh pomegranate juice directly into our mug. Follow that up with a ½ ounce of fresh lime juice. It is pretty important that you use fresh squeezed here if you can. Directly into that mug. And then we are simply going to top with good quality ginger beer. Now, ginger beer is different than ginger ale. Ginger ale has much less spice to it, and we really want that fall flavor of the ginger to pair up with that pomegranate really well. So we're going to do that, give it a little stir just to incorporate our ingredients. And then we're going to garnish with some fresh pomegranate seeds to represent Persephone and the seeds she ate in the underworld, giving us our fall and winter seasons, fresh lime wheel, and a piece of candied ginger, because personally I think candied ginger is delicious. So here we are, your non-alcoholic cocktail. If you did want to zhuzh that up a little bit and make it alcoholic, you could add in 1.5 ounces of your favorite spirit here. Vodka, sure, but also bourbon would be a good choice, or a less peaty scotch. So let's get going for our second cocktail. Pomegranate again. 2 ounces. This time we're going to do 1 ounce of lime juice. And the reason for that is because we are also going to add in some sweetener. This is a simple syrup. It is made from sugar and water, heated gently. In this case, ours is steeped with rosemary, a really nice fall flavor here. 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. And last but not least, vodka. Kettle One vodka in this case, really nice clean flavors here. Whatever your favorite vodka is will work, just make sure it's of a nice quality. Kettle One there for us. Adding in our ice. And we're going to shake this and strain it over this cocktail sphere ice here. Now you might not have that at home, that's me being fancy, but regular old ice will do. Great. Cocktail strainer here if you are going full Monty. If not, you can just pour this out with the ice that you've already used into your glass. But you do want to leave some space for your soda water on the top, just so you've got some nice bubbles. So the fizzier the better for your bubble water, I always say. There we are. And because we drink with our ice first, garnish of some fresh rosemary to pull through those flavors in the simple syrup. We'll do another lime wheel and a few more pomegranate seeds. There we are, your 2 cocktails, your Demeter, Persephone, both made with fall ingredients, pomegranate. Hope you enjoy these and that you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you all so much for the work that you do. Have a great night.
Hi, I'm Mayor Eric Garcetti, and I'm honored to be with you to mark the 40th anniversary of the Program for Torture Victims. Los Angeles is home to the largest community of asylum seekers, asylees, and refugees anywhere in the United States. We have a proud history of making sure that people belong. It's not just a sign of our compassion, but it's a source of pride. Because in our city, your story isn't determined only by where you started. It's shaped by a faith that a better future is possible. And it's that principle that has driven PTV's extraordinary work, healing wounds and building community, renewing life promises for those who have suffered the deepest traumas imaginable. That's the legacy of service we celebrate tonight. 4 decades of standing up for hope and dignity and healing, of life and liberty, and walking towards a better day with heroic individuals who have risked it all. We are the city of second chances. So on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, thank you for all you have done to give so many people a second chance and to find the refuge they need.
Some of us are in our pajamas, recalling happy days from childhood sleepovers, where we shared pizza, movies, secrets, and sometimes prank calls to friends who couldn't make it. But sleepless nights are not always filled with playful memories. For many PTV clients, night instead can be full of nightmares, recollections of lost, promising careers, missed beloved family members, dread of deportation, and more trauma. Why? Sometimes it was because they dared to stand up for truth, justice, democracy, fair play, or simply to express their own creative and individual selves, and were beaten down for that audacity. I'm Kendra Flagel-Gorlitsky, physician and medical director of PTV. Thanks for offering the promise of a new day for our PTV clients. One filled with safety and opportunity. Help us turn their dark night into a new dawn. They deserve this. Our world needs them. Oh, and let's make some of those calls, the prank ones. No, the real ones. Shall we? Thanks.
PTV would like to thank tonight's sponsors who stand with us. They are Dynasty Law Group, Martin Abraham, Ruth Mukund, Southwest Regional Council of Carpenters, and Robin Schoenfeld. Because of you, PTV can provide critical services to help new arrivals make a fresh start right here in Southern California. We thank you so much for your generosity.
Help me, the walls are closing in.
When I found PTV back in 2017, I became so inspired by all of the people that I found there, by all of their stories and their strengths. It was like you could see in their eyes what happened to them, because it never really leaves you. And trust me, if you want to know what courage is, if you want to know how hope feels like, just look in the eyes of an asylum seeker. I want to thank all of the people, not only the staff members, but also the PTV family. I want to thank specifically Carol for her courage and for always being a light in the life of others. Her sense of justice as well. Something that everyone at PTV has. And now I'm standing in front of you all. And my journey hasn't been easy. But every step of the way, I've dedicated my work, not only as an actor, as an artist, but now, and I'm proud to say, as a member of the PTV staff, to protect victims of torture, to protect the people who had the will to survive, to protect the brave, LGBTQ, people of color, the minorities, to tell their stories. Now, I'm also happy to announce that I was recently granted asylum, and I'm extremely proud, and I'm extremely excited for what the future is going to be. I am really grateful for the things you do, for lifting survivors into their power to thrive and heal. And that's magic.
2 years ago, the PTV community was devastated by the brutal murder of Vicky Gutierrez. Vicky was a kind, loving, gentle soul, beautiful from the inside out. A trans woman from Honduras who fled persecution because of who she was, who ironically fled to the US for safety. Already in 2020, at least 28 identified trans individuals have been murdered in the US, an increase from the 26 precious lives lost in 2019. This epidemic of transphobic violence, misogyny, and racism disproportionately affects Black and Latina trans women. Vicky's life mattered, and so did many others whose names we know and whose names we don't know. Vicky's perpetrator is scheduled to be sentenced on September 28th, and we pray justice is served. To Vicky, our PTV sister, you're gone too soon. We wish you peace. This song is for you. Please welcome Seraina singing Sweet Music.
I'd like to send my condolences to Vicky Gutierrez's loved ones. May she rest in peace and power. I remember a time not too long ago. Don't remember it fondly, and I can't let go. Wish I knew where time went when it passes you by. Wish I knew how to say a proper goodbye. So I leave these cards unfinished, oh, in my eyes, 'cause it's easier than looking at all of my lies. If anything was chosen, no, I say you were your words, and you chose some cold ones. and they froze over my bones. You left me speechless, so you left me in silence, no. Didn't know what to do, couldn't even write the blues. Oh, you left me sweet music, oh, and I quickly learned the silence is worse than any other hurt. Oh, you left me sweet music, oh, for too long a time, and I can't forgive that, and I'm not sure why. Don't ever leave me, sweet music, oh, you're the greatest love I've known, not a love that I'm proud of, but one not alone. Oh, don't ever leave me, sweet music, oh, oh, don't ever leave me, sweet music, oh, oh, you give me the most grief, you give me the most anger, you break me down, then you make me your stranger. I'm every character in your books, I sail the ships that you once took, I fashion these waves to send your words, I made a drought in my hands couldn't work. Oh, you left me sweet music, oh, for too long a time, and I can't forgive that, and I'm not sure why. Oh, you left me sweet music, oh, and I quickly learned the silence is worse than any other hurt. Oh, don't ever leave me, sweet music, oh, you're the greatest love I've known, not a love that I'm proud of, but one not alone. Oh,
Over the last year, we have learned that COVID-19 does not discriminate. Did you know that many asylum seekers have been left out of federal pandemic relief assistance? As we speak, many are struggling just to meet their basic needs. We're talking about lack of food. They need shelter, access to medicine, legal and other critical services. PTV has stepped up to help hundreds of new arrivals that have been left vulnerable during this crisis, but there is so much more to do. PTV needs your help and support, so please give what you can at ptvla.org/donate.
Hello, community. My name is Carol Gomez, and I'm the clinical director of the Program for Torture Victims. I come here tonight representing an organization that's in the midst of a compounded crisis. The crisis of a pandemic of COVID-19, crisis of economics, environmental disaster, and the last 4 years have seen a compounded aggression of this current administration against the rights of immigrants, asylum seekers, and refugees. The last 4 years have been tough. And on top of having to deal with the COVID-19 situation right now, our organization has had to pivot quite dramatically to be able to meet the needs of our folks in our Southern California neighborhoods, in our Los Angeles and Orange County neighborhoods. As we confront the pandemic and the more restrictive regulations that's being passed by the administration, we are working day and night to help our folks meet their basic needs, put food on the table, maintain connection to their internet access and phone access so that they can maintain connection with us, with their medical care providers, and with their legal service providers, and most importantly, with their families and communities that help them stave away depression. This is complex trauma. Not only are they dealing with trauma from their home country and losses of having left behind people that they loved involuntarily, they're now having to face the trauma and anxiety of not knowing what's going to happen to them in an uncertain future with an uncertain immigration process ahead of them. We need you. We need your support. We thank you for standing together with us to ensure that we at PTV, we as neighbors, we as helpers, we as good community members can continue to make this state, these cities of ours in Southern California, a welcoming and safe place for new arrivals. With much gratitude, with much appreciation, and in solidarity. Thank you for being here.
Good morning or evening, friend. Here's your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster, could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. It's that love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Hate is going around, it's breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Oh, the force of evil plans to make you its possession, and it will if we let it destroy everybody. We all must take precautionary measures. If love and please your treasure, then you'll hear me when I say, oh, all that love's in me say, don't delay, send yours in right away. Oh, hate is going around, I know it's breaking hearts. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, please, before you go on. Oh, people, you know love, I know it's in need. All love today. Don't delay. Send it in, send it in. Oh, people, you know that hate it's going round, breaking so many hearts. Hey, stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Oh.
Hello, my name is Hector Aristizabal, and I'm speaking to you from Medellin, Colombia. When I was 28 years old, I was forced to leave my country due to the extreme political violence and persecution. I lived in exile for another 28 years, but then 4 years ago, the Colombian government and the FARC guerrilla signed a peace agreement, and I made the decision to return and dedicate myself to the peace process. When I left this country, I was wounded. I was filled with anger and hatred, and I was in incredible despair. But now that I have returned, what I hope is to be able to share the things that had brought me healing and had transformed my life. So how did I get here? When I went to the United States, I called in Los Angeles, I called Anna Deutsch, and she immediately invited me to her house, where I met Dr. Jose Quiroga, the staff, and in what seems to me like a huge party with wonderful food and people from all over the world. I fell in love with PTV and mostly with the Healing Club, and became part ever since of almost every Healing Club, a place where somehow we welcome people and we celebrated every person's change, transformation, from that place of woundedness into a place of wholeness. For me, it was like a southern village, a village of transition. And I was also invited to be part of the board of directors and witness the titanic work of these people who bring resources to PTV. But then Abu Ghraib happened. It shook the world with its photographs of American soldiers torturing their prisoners in Iraq. I was outraged. And Michael Mankiewicz, who was the director of PTV at the time, encouraged me to do an improvisation about my own experience with torture and the torture and killing of my brother Juan Fernando by paramilitary groups here in Colombia. And that was the seed that created the play Night Wind. When I opened the Chamber of Torture, somehow the world came in. Now I have performed Night Wind in over 50 countries. And at the same time, I have offered theater workshops to people in places of extreme violence and post-conflict. What I didn't know is that somehow I was training myself to one day be able to return to my country. And for me, in this process of transformation, of finding the medicine in the wound, of finding the blessing in the wound, which is the name of the book that I wrote with my dear friend Diane Lefer, that has allowed me to transform and to return to my country and to bring something very different. And I think that that's what PTV is for many of us. And I thank you for being here with us and for being part of this southern village in the city of second chances, Los Angeles. Thank you very much.
Hi,
My name is Robin Schoenfeld, and I'm a board member at PTV. In my 5 years of work with our survivors here, I have witnessed firsthand the courage and resilience of these exceptional men, women, and children who've been forced to flee their homelands to escape oppression, torture, and death. They come to the U.S. having survived the very worst that others can inflict upon them, and once they're here, they must rebuild every aspect of their lives from nothing. Now, the Dalai Lama has said that compassion is the radicalism of our time. That compassion means opening our eyes to the pain and suffering of others, and understanding that we are called upon by our shared humanity to do what we can to relieve it. Every generation has that radical opportunity to lift up its eyes to see, has its moment to act with compassion upon history. Well, this is our moment. I hope you'll join us by taking action beyond tonight and by giving what you can. Thank you.
Freedom Song. Everybody wants to be free. Everybody wants to be free. Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants to be free. Let no man take your precious freedom away. Never. Freedom is a natural thing. Freedom is a natural thing. Freedom makes you wanna sing. Freedom makes you wanna sing. Let no man take your precious freedom away. Never. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Freedom is the thing we want. Freedom is the only thing we want. Freedom is the only way. Freedom is the only way. Let no man take your precious freedom away. Never, never. Another thing to know, freedom comes with a price, price to share together. The price is tolerance, tolerance for each other, or else freedom is dead and gone. Why can't you see? Why can't you see the good that freedom brings? Freedom is here to stay. Why can't you hear? Why can't you hear the bells of freedom ring? Freedom is here today. Let no one take your precious freedom away. Never. Let no one take your precious freedom away. Never. Let no man take your precious. Let no man take your precious freedom away. Never.
And as we like to say in the biz, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for giving your time tonight and standing with PTV. If you can give a little, please do. If you can give a lot, even better. It could be your money that makes a crucial difference. To make a gift, please go to the website ptvla.org/donate. Thank you so much and good night.
Everyone, thank you all for coming to our virtual gala. Happy 40th. We love you.